Hi there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to TGIF Talks, episode 199. I'm your host, Dr. Sheep, joined by my guest, Nate, the fearsome rhino.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Alright, we'll start the old... Too many... The fact that you can share OBS is insane. The sharing OBS thing, that's new. They didn't used to do that. But whatever.
Technically, this application should be there like to help people out who are trying to fix their issues with OBS, stuff like that.
Oh my god. I was trying to stream yesterday, and OBS was like, no, I don't really want to do that. You don't have internet connection. And I'm like, bruh, what are you talking about? Apparently, you have to connect OBS to your YouTube account, otherwise it won't stream. You used to not have to do that, but now you have to do that. And, yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't want to have to do that, but I didn't have a choice. So, that was fun.
Yeah.
But anyways, you asked...
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. You asked, for the viewers, you asked before we started, why is this the last one? Well, I'm done. I'm done with YouTube.
You done?
Done. I'll still make vlogs, and I'll still stream every once in a while. Of course, it was 8 months since the last stream that wasn't like 1,000 subscriber special. So, the streams are pretty inconsistent. But I'm done. I'm pursuing other ideas, other projects, and YouTube is, I'm done. I couldn't do it anymore. Most of it was, I had a list of ideas.
YouTube's not meant for everybody.
What?
I said YouTube's not meant for anybody. Everybody.
No, it's not. I had a list of ideas, and the list just kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I was just like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do when that eventually hits 0. So I'm just like, we'll just kill it before it gets there, And Buck was like, oh, you telling me you were complete out of ideas? I'm like, no, there was scripted video ideas, but I hate scripted videos. I stopped doing scripted videos because they take so much goddamn work.
Oh, I do.
Because I have to, at least in your videos, if you do a scripted video, it's at least, you're just writing dialogue and coming up with a plot. That's not too difficult. I have to research, make sure the facts are correct, and then reword it so that I'm not just copying and pasting a wiki article, rewording it in a way that also just sounds better and makes more sense for most people to read, or listen to anyways, and sounds good to say. But then also when I'm simplifying it or making it metaphors or similes, that those make sense and that it is correct. And that I'm taking the information and properly wording it correctly to the people. And that... oh, it takes forever. And that's just the writing. That's not even to say, then you have to go and record it, which in that case, recording isn't that hard. The problem you're going to run into is, how do I make the video interesting? It's not just me lecturing to these people. And in a scripted video, it's just a lot of lecture. So it's just like, bro. So I favored just projects and, experiments. That way I didn't have to write a script. But.
Hey, I don't blame you whatsoever.
Yeah.
I've been dabbling a little bit more into the script writing stuff myself. I'm actually getting ready to launch a new YouTube channel.
Oh.
With where basically it's all about the historical facts about companies and stuff like that.
Like Company Man?
I don't know who that is, to be honest with you.
You look him up on YouTube. After this, and you'll know. Company Man is, I used to watch his videos back in the day. He'd make a whole, video expose on, a product, and why that product went away. So, he had a whole video on Oreos. Because I don't know if you remember, but those used to be a thing way back in the day.
Oh, I remember.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I never remember quite how much younger you are than me, so it's hard to remember.
I'm only 21.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not by much.
No. Although it is enough sometimes where it's like, oh yeah, I remember this thing. And it was like, my coworker's like, huh? What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, that's right. You're all a bunch of freaking children. And you realize, oh yeah, 24. I'm old now.
Yeah, I said that. What was it? Yeah, actually, last Friday I said that when I finally turned 21.
Well, happy birthday. Congratulations. How does it feel to be able to drink legally?
You know, the funny part is I've yet to do it.
I heard that happens sometimes. You get busy and you're just like, I don't have time to drink. I don't have money to drink.
Oh, the money ain't that big of an issue anymore, but the time, like
You're running a business.
You gotta prep in that time for the hangover as well. And I still got the time for the hangover.
See, nobody accounts for the hangover.
Exactly. I'm trying to at least count for the hangover.
Oh man, that was a video idea of mine to see if we could cure a hangover. Except the thing was, I didn't drink. I still don't drink, and so I had to convince my cousin to drink on demand, and he didn't want to do that. He also never told me I always forget he has a really weak stomach, and so he couldn't drink enough to get drunk. So,
I mean, we could go get Buck and get him drunk and see if we can cure it like that.
Yes. Because the thing was, it's like we have to. Yeah, we were gonna get it. Was all for a podcast too. We were doing it on podcast. It just didn't work. He just didn't like the idea of him being the only one drunk. I also bought him the cheapest gin possible. We don't talk about that.
You gonna get him drunk? You gotta give him at least little bit of good stuff, like the mediocre.
I was looking to save money on this project. Don't save money on gin. First of all, he had never had gin, and the first gin he ever had is the worst gin you could possibly buy. Yeah. So he's like, it tasted like a 2x4. I'm like, I wonder why. So we Googled it, and then we realized it's made from a literal pine tree, and we're like, yep. That explains it. Well, a juniper tree, which is a type of pine tree. Well, I don't know, type of coniferous tree, if you will, which is similar to a pine tree, but they're not the same.
It's a type of tree.
The type of tree. It's all coniferous. They're all coniferous. There we go. There you go. That answers the question. But no. So he got. Yeah, we didn't get very far. But anyways, no. So yeah, I'm done. I'm moving on to greener pastures, if you will. Trying to.
Can't blame it there.
It was weird. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to turn my brain off for video ideas, and for the most part, or thinking like in YouTube things all the time. But for the most part, I have been able to do it. Apparently, I must have turned that part of my brain off a long time ago. There was one idea I had. Unfortunately, I can't do said idea. And that idea was sleeping outside for 100 days. Hello?
Nah, you couldn't convince me.
He couldn't convince you?
I was thinking, nope, I'm good. I like my mattress too much.
I was just, well, you could sleep on an air mattress. I was just like, okay, what would be really cool is, so you do the first, if you were a full-time YouTuber or had a house, how would you do this? And I thought, okay, even if I wasn't a full-time YouTuber, I guess you just have to every night come home and just sleep in a tent. You'd save some money on electricity, I guess. Well, yeah, and some gas. Of course, the winter's going to be brutal. So what I was thinking, how you would do it, I think the best part would be maybe build just like a cabin, slowly build a cabin. You'd have to have like a wooded area behind your house though, with lots of trees that you can go and chop down, so you can build a little cabin you can sleep in, but I don't know. I don't know how. Otherwise, you just be sleeping in a tent, which would suck. But maybe that's the whole point of the challenge, is to build a house. Challenge! Sleep outside for 100 days. During the 100 days, you build a house to sleep in.
It's kind of like that TV show. What was it called? Like Naked and Afraid.
Oh, God. I remember that show. I wasn't a big fan of it. I like Survivor Man.
Yeah, Survivor Man was pretty good. I like the one where there's just two dudes that would like on purposely go get lost in areas that would be real life situations.
Well,
Those I preferred.
yeah, I like the. Do you remember? I liked Man Woman Wild. It was a couple that would go, and
I didn't. I've never seen that one.
oh, that was a good show. I liked that one. Because she wasn't as well. Okay, I say I liked it, but they still partaked in things you're not supposed to do, which is they drank each other's pee when they were in the desert. And every survival expert's like, you're not supposed to do that. Because it would be more it's more dangerous to do that than it is to just not.
Well, yeah, just because like the sodium levels, I mean, it'll dry you out faster.
Well, yeah, and the bacteria. You're just letting all that crap back into your body that you're trying to get rid of.
Yep.
So, don't do that. I will say that's when you gotta like bring like a some sort of distiller.
How about let's say like this: just don't get lost.
Don't get lost. Oh yeah, it's easier said than done. I've gotten lost before. But no, so no. Anyways, you may be wondering, what the hell am I gonna do if I'm not doing YouTube? Hello?
Yeah, I wonder. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna be a writer, or attempt to, anyways.
Are you gonna write a book?
I'm working on one right now. 37,000 words in. Haven't worked
Wow.
haven't worked on it in a few weeks. Well, I was working on it there for a while. I haven't worked on it in a few weeks. Taking a bit of a break before I head on. I'm actually at a part of the book where I'm really excited to write. I just I don't know. I'm in a Minecraft kick right now. But, I got Veterans Day off, so, maybe I'll spend the day writing.
Oh yeah, I've been playing a ton of Farming Simulator 25 here lately.
Right. That was going to be one of the next topics after retirement or quitting or whatever the hell you want to call it. I call it retirement, even though I didn't make any money and I wasn't particularly successful at it. And that was FS25.
Quitting your hobby.
Quitting my hobby. Yeah. Well, it's yeah. I'm just not gonna be. I did say maybe sometime if I think of a video that would be interesting to do, maybe I would make a video about it. If it would be easy and free to make, like sleeping outside. But of course, I don't have the facilities for that. Could just go out into the no, it wouldn't work. Wouldn't work. Be homeless for 100 days. Oh man, I'd save a lot of money. That'd be for sure. But I'd stink at work. You'd have to find a way to shower.
Yeah, they would.
I guess you could go to a truck stop. But these are expensive. They're like $12 for a shower or something stupid. I'm like,
Unless you fill up with unless you fill up at truck stops, like your gas tank or like that. So like where I live on the edge of town, so I end up most of the time at a truck stop to fill up. And since I end up at a truck stop to fill up, I have a rewards card with those truck stops, so I have a bunch of free points for for showers and stuff like that I'll never use.
Oh, yeah. See, we were out in Arizona, Might have been in New Mexico by that point. No, we were still in Arizona. Because we attempted to camp in a national park, and that's when I got lost. But anyways, so we needed to take a shower, and so we tried looking for places to shower, and they were freaking expensive, and we're like, what the hell? It was actually more than like $10. It was so much to the point where I did the math, and I'm like, for all three of us to take a shower, we could almost just get a hotel room. I was like, what the? So I was just like, do we just sneak all three of us into the room and just turn our backs to the corner while the other showers? Because there's no time limit. I mean, there is a time limit, but like you can get showered in the time limit they give you. You can three people can shower pretty quick.
That's yeah. Well, that's what we did, and when my father was a truck driver and stuff like that, so that's why I'm a little bit experienced with those. That's what me and my father would do. Is he would take a shower, and when they would have it kind of blocked off where there's like a little sitting area in those truck stops.
Yeah.
And so I would sit there, play on my phone, and wait on him. Then I would go shower.
All using the same like payment. You don't have to pay twice. But yeah, but God, it was just like. So we ended up just being like, you know what? We didn't really. I mean, I sweat a lot, but it was so dry, the sweat really didn't accumulate anywhere, and so we didn't really smell. And we weren't. All we were doing all day was driving. We were just driving all day. We weren't stopping anywhere. We were just driving. 8 hours of solid driving. So we just said screw it, and we drove all the way to Colorado. I don't remember where the hell we stayed. We drove all the way through New Mexico, up into Colorado. That was a wild day. That was a interesting day. But, yeah, so, no, I worked on a book. And it was funny, I have people ask me what the hell the book's about. And there for a while, I didn't know what the hell to say. And so I was just like, well, it's kind of difficult to explain. But then I realized, I was like, Doc, you're writing a book. You want people to read said book once you're finished. You need to, pitch the freaking book. So you got to figure out how to say what the hell the book's about. And so I was like, all right. So I thought about it. I was like, oh my God, I literally tell you what the hell the book's about in the preface. So I can just reword what the preface says. Basically, the book is about how small changes, small things can... Why? I think it's just Discord. Sorry, I'm like, why am I blurry? But I think it's just Discord. Anyways, how small things can add up to big changes and consequences. How one small decision can have, branching out effects. Thus, the butterfly effect, which is how the story gets its name. But I don't want to give away the story name because, I don't want somebody else to use it before I'm finished. Not that anybody will watch this and go, I'm going to write a book before he can finish his. Not that they would.
Hey, better be safe than sorry.
Right. So, no, yeah, that's what the book's about. It was originally supposed to be a short story collection. Now it's just a novel with the chapters are just short stories, because it's going to be, I was like, oh yeah, short story collection. I Googled it. It's like, oh yeah, 50,000 words. That's easy peasy. That's not hard to write. And then I finished the first story and it was so damn long. And then I wrote the second story and it was even longer. So now I'm on to the third story and I'm just like, yep, it's just going to be a novel. A very long novel, actually. It's going to be a thick ass book. But that's all right. Or maybe it'll get split up into two books. I don't know where. I guess I do know of a place you could. No, I really don't know where you'd split it. Well, there's like one spot. I'd have to. I don't know if I'm. It really depends, because like they time jump all the stories. Like I try to put them in chronological order, but sometimes you have to time jump because they happen at the same time other stories are happening. Not that and those two stories don't necessarily interact. They actually branch back to a single point in a previous story. If this is all making sense, I don't know how much this is making sense.
When you're done with it, are you going to reach out to some book publishers to see if you can get it
Absolutely,
published?
absolutely. I really want to publish. I think that'd be really cool. I really hope I can publish a book before my high school reunion in 2028. I think that'd be really cool. Everybody's asking me, I said, "Oh, what'd you do with your life? The last 10 years." Like, "Oh, I published a book. Yeah, I'm a published author." Because I do know there was a kid in my class who literally went to school to be a writer. I don't know if she's going to be a novelist. Probably end up being a journalist. She's getting a master's right now, or she's about to finish it. I think she's about to finish it, or just got it. I don't know. I don't know what else she's doing. And I was like, well, what if I can finish a book? I think that'd be interesting. I don't have a degree. I don't have a degree for that, but I think it'd be funny. It was the other funny part I thought about the whole experience, especially with that person. Yeah, because she went to school to be for writing. I don't know if she's going to be a writer. She just went to school for writing. She went to a school. She had to actually get a good. She had to take the writing ACT portion of the ACT, and we all did because our school decided to. Our state decided to fund the ACT instead of having standardized testing. They said, okay, just take the ACT. We'll cover the cost for the first time. But you're going to have to take the writing portion because, well, some students will need the writing portion of the ACT, and the state's like, we want to cover that. Really, really cool idea. They even covered John Baylor test prep, which I hated with a passion because it took away a study hall. I'm like, this is less useful than a study hall. Dumb. Anyways, she didn't do so hot and had to retake it, the writing portion. You know who got the highest score in writing? I don't know what happened after she retook it, but you know who got the highest score in writing in our class? Me.
Hey, that's not bad.
Granted, there were a lot of people that got there's another person that got an 8, but her average of an 8 was lower than my average because she had like 7s and 8s but no 9s to get an average of 8 or maybe she had to have 1 9. But anyways, my average was just 8s and 9s. I didn't have any 7s. There were other people with like 9s in their parts, but nobody had that high of an average between all the categories within the writing section. And I was just like, how the hell did that happen? Everybody was like, writing, oh, damn it. Whatever. Anyways, they're like, Doc, your writing sucks. And I'm like, well, according to the writing ACT, like maybe they just didn't maybe they couldn't read it. I don't know. They were just like, give this kid a high score. I don't know. I don't even remember. I had to write about AI in machines and robots taking jobs. I remember that. That was the prompt, because the prompt they give you for the ACT writing is a really weird abstract prompt. We actually had chances to practice for it, which I did. It wasn't for John Baylor, but just through our English class, because she's like, you're not gonna be this prompt is weird. It's unlike any prompt you've ever had. Yeah, it was a weird prompt.
Yeah,
huh?
See, I was never good about being creative and with the prompts and stuff like that. I was never good at that.
Oh, I hated prompts. I was just like, I felt like I could be more creative without a prompt than I could with a prompt. However, I missed the prompts a little bit. I feel like now.
For me,
huh?
I said, see, for me, I just wasn't creative at all when I was young. Like, I wasn't creative whatsoever, and now look at what I do for a living.
Now you're the creative type. It's your job.
I don't know about creative type, but I'm forced to be creative now.
Forced to be. See, you don't want to be forced to be creative, because when you're forced to be creative, burnout happens really fast. Trust me, I know.
Well, as
That's
long as you
basically what
still
happened with
enjoy what you're
YouTube.
doing.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. It was just, I don't know. I wasn't getting the recognition, so I just gave up. Also, I just realized I was good at. Yeah, I just wasn't good enough. I think the problem was. But no, that whole thing was the prompts. I wish I could go back. The prompts. I missed the prompts. But anyways, no. But this prompt, I think the stars just aligned. It was a prompt where I just knew a lot. I knew I could write a pretty good. I don't even know argument. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it was. I really don't remember. It had something to do with AI and robots. I remember that. But when we got it, I was just like, I knew. I was like, oh my god, I could write something about this. And maybe that's why I got a higher grade, is because most people are like, I don't know what to write about this. And I was like, oh yeah, this is something I'm good with. And then, I just had to, and then maybe there were other kids that knew about it too, but they just weren't good enough. They just weren't as good of writers. And so I was still probably pretty decent. I just have grammar issues. Otherwise, my content is fine. It's my grammar issues I have problems with. But putting ideas on paper, no problem. And so maybe that. So I just had to be good enough, and they were like, "Man, this guy had a good idea, good concept. Who knows? Who knows?" But anyways, on to the second part here. It went a little longer than I thought on the first part. Always happens.